Hey, Sugar Buzz Gadget here. Today we'll be talking about eSIM and physical SIM devices. The thing is, let's say you're about to buy an iPhone and you are seeing eSIM only on the box. Well, before you pay, you need to hear this. Choosing the wrong SIM version could mean a difference between having a flagship phone that works everywhere or a very expensive paperweight that can't make a single call in some countries. Like in the US based version of iPhone, their government kind of made eSIM the most commonly used iPhone. Well, this video focuses on other regions where there is the use of physical SIM and the use of eSIM too is also possible. So let's state the difference between these two. Because in my store I have seen certain customer made a debate on either eSIM being better than physical SIM or physical SIM being better than eSIM. Well, let's break down the truth about eSIM versus physical SIM, and we are going to be using a comparison table. Okay, let's begin with the comparison. We all know that in the case of the physical SIM, it has to do with the presence of a removable plastic chip where we put our SIM card and slot in into the device. But in the case of an eSIM, it is a digital SIM that has been built into the phone's motherboard. That's the first difference between these two. Then next, we'll now move to swapping phones. In the case of the physical SIM, it is easy because we just pop out the tray and move the card. While in the case of an eSIM, it is digital, so it has to require downloading a profile and scanning a QR code. Then we will now move to the area of security. In the case of the physical SIM, the security is lower. Now, why do we say the security is lower? Now, the reason is that, for example, when the phone is being stolen, now the thief can just easily pop out the SIM tray, remove your SIM card, and discard your SIM card or throw it away. Now, which makes the phone more harder to track, or tracking it now becomes slimmer. One needs to have the IMEI number and go to the police to report the case. But in the case of an eSIM, the security is very, very high. Now, since the SIM card cannot be physically be ejected, it makes the phone very, very easy to track, because you can even use your friend's iPhone to easily just track the phone, because even when the thief switch off the phone still remains very, very findable. Then we'll now move to the next comparison, which is the multi-SIM comparison. In the case of the physical SIM, it is limited by physical slot. Let's say usually just one slot or two slots. While in the case of the eSIM, it is flexible. One can store multiple profiles and switch between them. Then we'll now move to the area of durability. In the case of the physical SIM, we know that the SIM card can be damaged, right? Or it can get lost or get dusty. In the case of the eSIM, there is no physical wear or tear. Then we'll move to the activation comparison. The physical SIM requires visiting a store or waiting for a mail. While in the case of an eSIM, it is very instant. It can be activated remotely, even via an app or a QR code. Then next, we'll now move to the battery capacity. In their battery capacity, the battery capacity of a physical SIM is lesser than that of the eSIM, because in the physical SIM there is a presence of a SIM card reader and a SIM tray. But in the eSIM, a SIM card reader and SIM tray are totally absent. So that space was used to make up for the battery. So as someone who handles hundreds of gadgets, here is the secret. Most US specified iPhones from iPhone 14 upwards are eSIM only. So let's say you are a frequent traveler, or let's say you value security very, very well, then eSIM is the king in this comparison. But if you like freedom of swapping your SIM into any small phone when your battery dies, then you might still want the physical SIM version. Well, don't get stranded with a phone. You can't use whether you want the latest US specified eSIM iPhone or the physical SIM international version. Well, I have both in stock at our store, Sugarbass Gadget, and I will help you set them up perfectly. Just send me a DM or check the link in my bio